June 15, 2021. This one I got a call from a lady. She got a couple of faucets that are dripping. And I'm trying to get a hold of her for a couple of days. And playing phone tag, but I'm on my way over there now and see if we can figure out what's going on with her stuff.
I came over here and it was actually the AC that was leaking because it was clogged.
The what was leaking?
The AC. Wilkinson, that's when he came downstairs.
Oh, the AC, okay.
Yeah, and the basement was, but it had nothing to do with that sink. It was just a coincidence.
Okay.
There was a puddle only about this big.
Yeah, I'll fix that. No problem.
That one there, it's...
You see, it's dripping into the bucket, basically, right?
Huh?
It's dripping into the bucket here, you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. That's on there, crooked. Look at it, it's not even on there. That's what the problem is.
Huh?
I see what the problem is. This thing popped off. Let's see what the problem is.
Hey Mom, why don't you go make your coffee and do whatever and leave him alone?
What's weird about this thing? Really weird. I don't know why it won't go in there. That's not the right one. Somebody put that in there, but that's not the right one. See how it's too big? Somebody put that in there. That's not the right one. That's not the right one. I don't think so. Let me get a smaller one for it and try it. Alright. I get another one. I think that's going to fit in there better. We'll see. Yeah, see now I can tighten this thing up. Yeah. That should work better. This top part should drop in once I clean it. Somebody put the wrong pot in there. That's why. It's leaking. Tightening that up now, we can tighten it. Before it popped off and you couldn't tighten it, right? I'm going to bend this a little bit, give it a little bit more how you're doing, it won't come off, right? It's a little tighter than I like, because she's tighter than 2 coats of paint, Mama. I don't have it too tight, I have it so it moves. You want to, so it won't leak. That's good. make sure all the rest of the stuff is tight, and we'll give it the old how you doing. Alright, we'll try that now. That's the wrong one. Well, maybe all the rust had something to do with it. I'm not 100% sure. We'll fill it, and then we'll dump it. My bucket's dry here. I'm going to take it right out of the equation for now. See if we got any water on the floor. I'll take it right out of the equation and see what happens. Dumping it now. Oh, she's dripping from up top there. Oh, that's a shitty spot to be dripping. You're going to have to silicone that. Hello? You got a minute?
Sure.
This piece here was the wrong one, so this nut on the end was loose. But I found out where it's leaking, but I'm going to have to silicone it, and you're going to have to let it sit for a day before we could do anything with it.
Okay.
If you want to come over here and take a look, I can show you where it's leaking from. If you want to come over here and I can show you. See this seam right here?
Yeah, I figured it was.
It was dripping. It was dripping right out of that seam. I got this tight, so it's in this gasket that's built into the sink. So all I could do is I could silicone this, but you can't run it for a day until it seals.
Okay.
And then if that leaks, then this whole cabinet's going to have to be changed.
Yeah.
But I think the silicone should work.
Okay.
But you can't run it until it hardens up.
Okay.
You want me to let me fill it, andLl show you exactly where it's leaking from, so you know. Okay?
Well, when she told me what was happening, I figured it was the seal on the sink.
Well, this is supposed to be sealed from the factory, but the only thing I could do is put silicone in there. Now, when I dump it, you're gonna see it's gonna leak right out of here and on the floor. This stuff's all tight already. But this, I replaced this arm in here because this was the wrong one. This was loose.
This sink has been here for, I think the house is 25 years old. So that's like 25 years ago.
Alright, watch. It leaked right there. It comes. Here it comes. See it?
Yep.
See it? So if the sink's not full, it won't leak out of there. But when you fill the whole sink up, it will. So I think that if we silicone it good, so if she's just running it like this and not filling up the sink, it won't leak.
Right.
Because when it gets an extra load and it backs up, then that's when you're having a problem. But like I said, that back piece was definitely a problem. Do you want me to seal it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That's what she had said. It's only when she filled the sink, and I don't know when.
Yeah, I think that's the best
Like
thing
she
is
has so many of the sink, it doesn't matter.
Does she ever fill it, or she just uses it like
she must
this?
have filled it once, and that's how she noticed it was filling up when she filled it.
Right. Yeah, one thing with silicone, you gotta make sure you get all the. It can't be wet, or it won't take. Stinking like silicone too. She's a stinker. He's a little stinker. Get a nice iron one on there. All the way up with it, both sides. Overflow piece. I sealed it really good with silicone all the way around. All the way up, both sides. This nut's tight. It's not leaking from here. It was leaking from around there. And then, obviously, that lever was the wrong one. It was leaking there too. So you're gonna let it set for a day and then try it. Should be fine. Alright guys, this one here is leaking right out of the supply. See it coming right out of there? Leaking right from there. Not leaking from the top. It's leaking right out of the no burst. So we're gonna put another delta. That's what they call a delta tube. They're expensive buggers. I got one right here. We're gonna change it. Better off buying these flexible ones. They're a lot cheaper than the regular delta tubes. So expensive. So you want to put the nut and the ferrule on there, and put a little bit of pipe dope on there. It's always good. And put a little tight pipe dope. That's a little tip I learned from an old crusty plumber. He was crusty. He was a crusty son of a bitch. He was one nasty son of a bitch. He was a crusty old bastard. He was one miserable son of a bitch. Oh, miserable looking plumber. Good plumber, but one hell of a miserable son of a bitch. Definitely respected him, but he was one asshole. Give me a hard time as an apprentice, you know. He was a good plumber, but he wasn't a good person. I remember telling him, you know what I think? He says, you don't get paid to think. as an apprentice. He would tell me that all the time. You know what I think? He says, you don't get paid to think. That's what he used to tell me all the time. Alright, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. That's what they call a delta tube. It's designed for delta faucets with the whips. That's why it's called a delta tube. And we've got water on there. Check this other one, seems to be okay. It was just that one that was a problem. We'll check all this other stuff while I'm here. Almost looks like this thing might be dripping. Yeah, this thing, she's loose as a goose, Mama. Oh man, next level. She's loose as a goose. This one doesn't have a, this one needs a new aerator because it's spitting and sputtering. That's what they call an aerator. That's better. Can't fill it up because it doesn't even have a thing on it. I'm not too worried about that. You run it for a bit, make sure it doesn't leak. It's leaking, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna run for a bit and we'll check it. Alright, we look fine. I don't see nothing leaking, so